The New York Mets have went from an organization that hasn't done a lot in free agency, just crickets. You thought you were going to sign Kyle Tucker, didn't happen, and then all of a sudden they twisted it in just a few days and said, hey, we're finally signing people, and they sure did sign another at bat, and it is a good one. Let's talk about it. Now, before we move on to the video, if you guys could do me a huge favor, if you like MLB content, like these rumors and these different types of posts, please give me a follow, give me a like, give me a comment on what you guys like to see next. Anyways, let's get on to it. The New York Mets have been all over the place when you talk about trade rumors. I mean, like, any player that you talk about basically includes the New York Mets. Things like Cody Bellinger, is one of the big ones. Things like Kyle Tucker is another big one. They did not get Kyle Tucker, but, they were included in the conversation. So the Mets have been everywhere, and there's a reason they signed Bo Bichette, who was initially supposed to go to the Phillies. It looked like it was a deemed deal, and the Mets said, no, let's swoop in and get him after filling and not getting Kyle Tucker. Well, late last night for me, I don't know what late last night is for you guys, but 10 p.m., news came out that Luis Robert Jr. from the White Sox did get traded to the Mets. The White Sox received Luis Angel Acuna and Truman Pauly, who is a right-handed pitcher, both young prospects going to the White Sox. Now, I think this is a really interesting trade when you think about it. From the Mets' perspective, I think if you look at the Luis Robert trade, I think it's a very interesting trade and a trade that could have a lot of potential when you really think about it. I mean, you look into it. One of the biggest holes that the Mets did have after signing Bo Bichette, who Bo Bichette's going to play third base, the biggest thing is who is going to replace Brandon Nimmo's old position. So they did have a hole in the outfield. You have Juan Soto up there, you have Tyrone Taylor up there, but who's going to replace that one hole? I mean, for the longest time, somebody that was said and mentioned was Brett Baty. He was going to be used as a utility player. He might play a little bit of outfield, he might play a little bit of third base, a little bit of second base. They're just going to use him as a person that could play multiple different positions. Well, you got your hands today. You got Luis Robert Jr., who is a interesting trade. This is a player who has not performed the best in the last 2 seasons. I mean, when you look into the numbers, last season, Luis Robert Jr. had a .223 batting average and an OPS of .661. It didn't get any better in 2024, where he did have a .224 batting average with an OPS of .657. So he looks nothing like the player that he once used to be. So he has had a few last bad seasons, but one of the things that you do have to talk about is the amount of injuries that this player has dealt with is insane. The Mets did end up trading away 2 players, and also they're going to pay the $20 million that he is guaranteed this year. So it's one of those things where if Luis Robert can stay healthy and can have a good performance like he did a few years back, this is going to be a fantastic signing for the Mets, because they also have another club option for next year, so they could keep Luis Robert for another $20 million next year. So it is a low risk, high reward for the Mets. What do you guys think about this signing? I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.